Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Adam RPG with me, Bring It On. So I have more people to talk to, starting with this guy. Before you approach him, the militiaman is pensively, almost unblinkingly, gazing into space. Your arrival fills him with fresh energy. His empty stare turns accusing, and he asks you calmly, but with obvious displeasure. Why are you sneaking up to me? Who does that? You know, if I'm startled out of my deep thoughts, I might just hit you from pure reflex, and it will hurt. Sheesh, what do you want? Tell me, what were you thinking about before we started talking? Just think about this recent dream I had. I dreamt that all the festival days were being celebrated in the city. Victory Day, Police Day, City Day, all at once. And there was this huge parade. The men were wearing their clean iron parade uniforms and waving swords in the air as they galloped on white stallions out of the old barracks, which had been leveled even before the war. They rode along the main street singing a song, then did a lap of honor around the Chamber of Commerce. The riders were followed by pioneers carrying shovels, rakes, and other tools. They sang a heartwarming song in loud, clear voices, but the pioneers were followed by a slow, sad donkey wearing a tattered blanket. The donkey's eyes were full of tears, as if he was struggling not to cry. I felt so sorry for him. The celebration was all around, but the donkey was silently weeping. Why? Why was he weeping? Gah, I guess I'll never know. What else do you want to know? I'm new to the city. Is there anything I should avoid? The brothel, the drunks, breaking the law, and the mud mimics. They don't pester us too much these days, now that the water level in the river is back to normal. But times when the river ebbs low, they come in from the waste to lay their eggs in the warm mud. Horrible little creatures. I'm looking for some interesting gossip. Maybe you've heard something. Something strange is going on with the town drunk and local veteran, a navigator Vyatsky. I heard he got completely crap-faced and tried to climb the tallest building in town, just so he could jump off it. In our profession, this state is referred to as El Delirium del Diablo, the devil's shaking frenzy. Right. Can't escape it. Sheesh, I need to get going now. Oops, whoops, let me talk to you. Get out of here, Fidel. Alright, let's go on the boat. We'll start at this side. I don't know if there's... You can't get up there. There's probably no reason to go behind it. We'll check anyway. We should be able to access this building until later. That's part of a quest that we get. But we'll see. Let's do the old quick save. The big guy in a cap halts you with his wide hand. He looks at you quite friendly, but he won't let you pass without a reason. Hey buddy, just a fair warning. This is the meeting place for the local criminals. Outsiders are not allowed. Making quite a bamber, not letting a super grass join his buds. Hey, hold up. I don't know the slang you people use. You think I'm a bandit myself? I am not. I'm just a guard, who doesn't have to know your weird lingo. Then move away. Show him your thief passport. The man looks over at your so-called document and nods. I know that type of passport, but only small fry get those. I'm told not to let petty criminals in. Sorry. With a thing like that, the best place to find a job would be Dan's factory. Oh wow, it didn't take much for you to surrender the secret of this place. Well, it's not a secret. The cops know, the citizens know. Only foreign people like yourself need explaining. I'm keeping you out of trouble with my warning. I see. I won't keep you any longer. Bye. So I never got street lingo. Always been a little behind the curve on that. Back when I was in middle school, and yes, middle school, I was in 6th grade when this happened. I was on the school bus, and there was this kid who threatened to stick me. And me and my brother were laughing at him. We didn't know what it meant. We had no idea what sticking someone was. And so we were just laughing at this dude. Finally figured out what it was. Still laughed at him because it was a silly thing to say. We weren't intimidated by the guy. I don't know, it was just went completely over our heads. Because it's not, I don't know, it's silly. If you're gonna threaten, let's just say stab. Just say you're gonna stab somebody. I'm gonna stick you. It just sounds dumb. Even today. Like, I don't know, the way we laughed at that kid, I feel kind of bad now because we definitely emasculated that kid. But I hope he thinks back on that today as much as I do, and realizes how stupid he sounded when he said that. Especially in middle school. So I think he was only like a year or two ahead of me or something. He wasn't much older than I was, but no, it was an absurd situation. A tall, slim, black-haired girl who wears a tiny headscarf greets you with a kind look, a friendly smile, and a firm handshake. Hey there. Wow, I'm so lucky to meet you. My name is Varya. What are you doing here in the city? Are you here for work reasons, or are you just relaxing? I'm working. I'm always working. The girl smiles even wider and gives you a friendly touch on the shoulder. Oh, a serious person, finally. Working is so cool and mature, and you know what? I think relaxing after a hard day of work is much sweeter than simply relaxing all the time. That's why I'm here to recommend to you a great way to relax. Oh no, I can't relax now, but I can ask you a bunch of questions. How about it? Not really what I want to do, but if you make it fast. Are you a local girl? I've been here all my life. There's my house over there. See it? Just by the famous Casino of Krasno. If you walk in there while looking for me, I won't blame you. It's a magnificent place to be. Funny how you mentioned the casino. Next question. Yeah, what is it? What can you tell me about the city? I love our city. You know, it reminds me of an oyster shell. It's surrounded by high, strong walls, and in the middle of it lies a giant, beauteous pearl. The famed Casino of Krasno. Wow, didn't expect that metaphor. Next question. What do you do for a living? I don't need to work anymore. See, after I reached the tender age of 18, I just went into the local Krasno casino and won so much money, I retired that same day. What a lucky girl, unless you're a liar. Anyway, next question. Got any good rumors to share? You know, I heard that the Chamber of Commerce has a plan to get rid of poverty in the year 2029. But why wait so much if you can save yourself from poverty now, by simply walking into the famous Krasno casino and winning big? That's actually the fastest way to poverty. Next question. I prefer to change the subject. Fine. What was that magnificent way of fighting boredom that you mentioned? The girl almost jumps when she hears your question. She inhales a lot of air and starts talking. I'm glad that you've asked me, citizen or city guest. See, I don't tell this to just anyone, but you seem like an adventurous type who knows that risk pays big. You're in luck, because today the famous Krasno Casino celebrates the Day of Adventure. The smallest risks for the highest rewards. Visit the casino today and earn yourself a life of luxury. Sounds interesting. Say, now that we're such good friends, maybe you'll join me for a game or two. The girl's eyes start shifting in their sockets, as if she's looking for a quick way out of an awkward situation. Hey, I've got some errands to run. Maybe I'll meet you there, after you play some bets. Then I'll probably, not really, join you. How's that for a plan? Great, but I still want to talk. Can we change the subject? Alright, and that's it. She's just there to lure people to the casino. Where'd that cowboy hat girl go? She's just walking around with a revolver. Oh, there she is. I'm not gonna worry about it right now. Alright, into the brothel. Can't open the lock. What if I had my trusty lockpick? Alright, it's indicating that I can possibly do it. There we go, 33 whole experience. Come on. Want that 33 experience. There we go. Hey! Well, it took 2 tries that time. I'm getting better. I will talk to this guy. Guarding the 3 doors to the private rooms of the city's brothel is a solemn man dressed in a black jacket. He's gloomily eyeing the surroundings. How's life here? It's all good. I can ask you a few questions. No. I'll be on my way then. A young lady, looks like she has been living the fast life, looks at you with intent. After inhaling a drag from her cigarette, she asks in a very low voice, "So, soldier boy, looking for some love for your money?" So how do you like your craft? You like doing what you do? Yeah, sure thing, soldier boy. In my whole life, I never held anything heavier than a glass of vodka and a, ciggy. And finding a job with the Chamber of Commerce is below me. I'm not about to become some sort of a government slave. Care to answer some questions for me? Well, a charming fellow like you is allowed to chat with me anytime he wants. What's your name? Call me Belladonna. And don't tell me your name. Okay, I won't. Another question. Tell me about the city. Krasno is a good city. Heard from a couple of traveling journalists that Trudegrad is much more interesting. But I'm okay with staying here, where I know everyone. Good for you. Another question. What can you tell me about the wastes? Don't know anything everyone else doesn't know. It's a dry, dead place that should not be visited without a good reason. Unless you want some bandit to cut you up. Well, that's not too informative. Another question. Maybe you heard some rumors. They say that there was this hidden bordello in Paragon, meant for extreme perverts. One of my gal pals tried to start working there. Even found some people associated with the place. But then she just disappeared, not to be heard of ever again. Well, that's grim. So we actually get a quest associated with that rumor here in Krasno. Again, there's a lot of quests you get in Krasno that take you to Paragon, so it's better to visit Krasno first. Tell me about your offer. That's what I love to hear. Okay then. It's 100 rubles for half an hour with rubber, and 200 for half an hour without. Would 30 minutes be enough for you? Who am I kidding? You won't last 15. I can't even call 100 rubles money. Let's go have some fun. So I don't know if she's the one. There's somebody at a brothel you spend enough time with and they give you, I think, locations on the map. And I don't think I did it last time I played. I may had. You hand the money over to the prostitute, and she leads you into one of the rooms in the bordello. Here we go! I can't see my character. Oh, is it? Oh, it's like a cutscene. That's a good time to sip some coffee. Oh, I didn't even see the voice lines up here. Ha! Alright kids, make sure you close your eyes. Also, Fidel and Hexogen, you guys don't need to see this. I feel kind of bad just leaving them out there. So this is fun. How's everybody's day going? I guess let me know down in the comments section if you guys have ever been threatened on a school bus in middle school by a guy saying that he wanted to stick you. The young hooker gives you a wicked smile and fixes a strap on her dress before it falls off, bearing half of her chest with a tiny butterfly tattoo. Hey there, soldier boy. Got a girlfriend? I'm so horny. I'll love you long time. I don't remember if it's her. I don't want to spend more money unless it is. Oh, I got experience for it. I'm also hungry. Let's see. How much money do I have? I don't want to risk spending too much here. Let's talk to this guy. You see a middle-aged man with a bushy mustache, full lips, and large eyes, surrounded with black eyeshadow. He gives you a naughty, lustful look from under his old-fashioned hussar's cap, which he wears alongside comically huge golden epaulets he probably stole from a local theater. Without turning his gaze away from you, the awkward stranger slowly licks his upper lip and moans. What are you doing here, young man? I did not order sweets, but don't worry, I won't turn such a succulent morsel back to the kitchen. That would be a true crime. And now then, my name is General Nasty. Doesn't mean I can't be tender, though. The man slowly paces the tip of his index finger on your chest. Is the boy here to join the ranks of the army of lovers? I have you know that my precious child is already a member of the army, the Red Army. While you look nothing like the military, only like someone who likes to put certain oblong objects into his mouth. Thanks, Hexagon. You gonna play like that, old man? Those oblong objects, of course, are toothbrushes. See how your teeth gleam and shine, ready to bite into the innocent flesh of my dear, humble, virginal child? Oh, that's what you meant. Oof. This is our local curiosity, Donnie. They call him General Nasty. That's me. Ready to molest and serve the nation. What's that army of lovers you mentioned all about? General Nasty lifts his head up proudly. By your mere interest, you're already promoted to the rank of private. I'll call you Private Hardbuns. But do not worry. I won't make you stand on your knees, close your eyes, and open your mouth to pledge allegiance. Unless you want to. But still, you'll have to climb the ranks by helping a general in his need. What is this thrusting you speak of? My strategy is so simple, even a child would understand it. However, it's strictly for those of legal age. Have you ever heard this boring old theory that as the civilization becomes more and more advanced, it also becomes more and more corrupt and morally bankrupt? Normalizing sexual deviations and praising those who in all other times would be considered mentally ill degenerates? Well, honey buns. Hey, my name is Hardbuns. I believe this theory can also work the other way around. See, our civilization is in no way advanced, more like poor and borderline primitive. But if we introduce it to the highest levels of degeneracy, it might just push everyone in the right direction, towards success. For this push, we must create a porn film so perverse that everyone will start working for a better tomorrow. Well, as long as I'm paid. Don't worry about a thing, darling. Now, on to the actors. First thing, I'll need another man. Someone like Bambula the Strongman from the local mutant circus. Also, I heard he was also great at swallowing swords. We'll also need some pretty ladies. Prascovia Pie, the dominatrix, and the cute innocent little tightrope acrobat, Agafia, who has a lusty dark side, will do just right. They also reside in the circus. Such are the actors I picked. Now I really need to... there's no really sign in the sentence. Now I need someone to actually go to the circus near the old plane crash and talk them into filming a porno with me. What say you, Private Hardbuns? I could be a very nice little general. I won't just pay you. I'll also offer you to star in the movie, for free. General Nasty takes out your map and sticks his manicured nail to a certain spot. It's the location of the circus he mentioned. Aye, oh general, my general. Moving to position. Well, still need to talk to him. When you come closer to General Nasty, he finishes up drawing an old Soviet postcard with a picture of the famous worker in Kolko's woman statue. You notice that he drew a whip in the free hand of the Kolko's woman, as something resembling a purple mushroom tipped cucumber in the hands of the worker. Hello there, sweetie. How can General Nasty of the Army of Lovers help you out today? I just wanted to have a little chat. General Nasty snaps his fingers, and two pieces of cloth that were covering two tiny spots on his chest fall off, bearing the general's large red nipples. He starts rubbing them and moaning as he bites down on his lower lip. Yes. I hope these are not family-friendly questions. Will you ask me about my sex life? Ask me how I lifted soap in a bathhouse? Nah. I can see it in your eyes. You couldn't ask normal questions, aren't you? Got my nipples out for nothing. Happens to the best of us, man. What's your real name? Ask for my age too, why don't you? Fine. I forgive your curiosity, rude boy. You must really want to know what sort of a boring name I'm covering with such a flamboyant handle. Well, sorry for disappointing you. but my real name is also pretty wacky. Uranus Onanievich Genderov at your service, sweet buns. Just don't you dare call me by that name. I'm not that old, you know. Well, nice to meet you, Uranus. Another question. Why are you so flamboyant? Well, it's not because I'm gay, if that's what you're thinking. I like girls as much as boys. Though even true man lovers are not all that flamboyant. Judging by my typical clients, they're mostly dull, boring, aging politicians and bankers. Some even have wives and kids. Ho ho. So why am I acting the way I do? I don't really know. Because it's fun, probably. Come on. A middle-aged male prostitute who dresses like a hussar and acts like a drag queen? Isn't that fun? Oh, come on. Give us a smile. At least a little one. Don't ask me for something like that. Next question. How does the city treat someone like you? Oh, it's really strange. See, sometimes, as I walk around town, I feel lots of folks want to kick my butt, throw some rocks at me, or call me names. But as soon as they attempt something like that, stuff happens to them. A militiaman appears from nowhere and whacks them over the head. Or some assault rifle carrying, trench coat wearing dude shoots them where they stand. And all I do to get such amazing luck is keep my mouth shut about my top ranked clients. Hee hee hee. Weird, right? Yeah, you're quite the lucky fella. Next question. I got any good rumors to share? I love a good read, especially if it's something written by Ramses the Cook. He's such a female dog at times. Last issue I read, he visited this tavern way up north and ordered fresh spider brains. And imagine this, they actually served him frozen giant ant intestines instead. Oh, the amount of insults he had towards the owners at that point. It was so amusing, or arousing. Too bad he doesn't write to his column anymore. I hope nothing happened to him. Maybe he got stabbed or something. A common thing in the wastes. Next question. Okay. So again, I don't know if she is the one that I need to spend more time with to get the quest. Alright, let's talk to the cow. Well, it's not a cowboy hat. Okay. Burning myself out reading all this stuff. Alright. In front of you stands a woman in a wide-brimmed hat and a washed-out shirt. She's staring dreamily into the distance, which clearly signifies a longing for adventure. Her sunburnt skin and bruised, calloused hands tell of years of hard labor. Noticing you, she gives a short nod. Welcome to Krasno. Yes, thank you. Do you like the city? The woman snorts and glances around. That's an interesting question. I've been to many places, and Krasno is not the worst place. It's not the worst place I've lived in. Why is there a comma there? But it's not the best either. The police are corrupt, of course, but they're not murderers. And the residents are friendly, but won't hug you to death. As for the civil authorities, again, I've seen worse. I see. And where are you from? My family comes from the city of Fargate on the Black Sea. It's a picturesque place, but dangerous too. What places have you visited so far? Oh, many. Trudegrad, the Mountain Pass of Woes, Vladikavkaz, Makachkala? Too many places to name them all. I saw the world before I settled here. How long do you plan to stay here? How long? That's what we have to find out. At the moment, I have no intention of leaving. Maybe if the weather is good, I'll take a ship for Fargate to see my father and sisters. Although they're going to visit Krasno soon, too. Well, thanks for the story. Let's change the subject now. Sure, be my guest. Now can I ask you some questions? I suppose I could answer some of your questions. Fire away. Is there anything interesting in the city in the way of entertainment? From time to time, I pay a visit to the suburban tavern. You can also play dice and have a drink or two at the local casino. The video theater and Abraham's bookshop offer food for your soul, but if carnal pleasures interest you more, there's a real brothel too. Thanks for the advice. Can I ask another? What do you do? You look like an adventurer. Is it so obvious? Well, you're right. Before settling in Krasno, I herded cows along the dangerous route through the Mountain Pass of Woes, from Fokolevka to Ultranoye and beyond, to the northeastern regions of the Wasteland. Many of the local residents avoid these places like the plague. but there are no bigger or greener pastures for cows than those in unfriendly lands. Yeah, what made you settle in Krasno? Family issues. My father, 6 sisters, and I own one of the biggest herds in our part of the wasteland. I've been working hard and walking alongside the herd ever since I was a child. Then it turned out we needed someone in Krasno to deal with bureaucratic formalities. Crap. I have nothing against the comforts of the city, but sometimes I wish I could deal with all these officials and flunkies the way I dealt with gangsters in the eastern steppes. The woman snatches a shining revolver out of her holster, twirls it adroitly on one finger, and slides it back in one smooth motion, grinning. Wow. Could you teach me that trick? The woman's eyes flash mischievously, and she shrugs in mock discontent. I don't suppose it'd hurt to teach you a trick or two. She spends the next few minutes showing you various ways to look cool when handling guns. A lesson you will definitely remember. Ugh. Words are starting to fuse together. It's getting hard to read. Thank you for that. Can I ask something else? Ask your questions. Don't be shy. Have you heard any interesting rumors? Nothing to make your hair stand on end, but there are some very curious local legends. For example, that far in the mountains to the west, there may still remain some old warheads from the war. Or take the story about bunkers where weird experiments were conducted on corpses. Of course, it's probably all idle gossip. Or is it? Yes, the wasteland is an interesting place. Is there a place in the city where an adventurer can find a good job? I honestly have no idea, but I'm pretty sure such places exist. The wasteland doesn't like people who are always in a rush, and don't pay attention to the world around them. So keep your eyes open, use your brain, and see what you find. You can get a job even in the least likely of places. I appreciate your advice. Alright, right, okay, it's time for me to go, something. Plus 5 points to pistols and SMGs. The bouncer supports his back on the wall. He is seemingly sleeping. The eyes of the tough guy are hidden by his cap. Look at the bouncer. The man is wearing a thick jacket, probably to look like a cool guy. I don't know. I don't know how to censor that. His cap is so low, his eyes are covered. You only get to see the tip of his nose and his mustache. The man's chest is slowly going up and down. It seems like he is enjoying some quick nap. I don't have a high pickpocket, but check the bouncer's pockets. You carefully get your hand closer to the man's pockets, as he quickly lifts his head and looks at you. So what are you doing, huh? I wanted to wake you up, that's all. Okay, you wanted something else then? Do you get to fight often? Not really. People know better not to act like crap around me. And those who don't, well, we need to feed the fishes in the harbor somehow. What's the casino like? Do you treat people fairly? I'm not a gambler, and I won't advise it. Just a waste of money. Are you even allowed to sleep on duty? Sure thing, if everything is nice and safe. But remember, I never sleep. Never. I better go. Hey, how's it going? The man looks you over, lifting his cap a bit. Everything is pretty calm. Just don't start any monkey business here. I deal with hooligans pretty quickly. Alright. Alright, sorry. Alright, so Varna Banana's here. We can talk to her. Let's talk to this guy. He's the guy we need to convince to go back to the mushroom cult. Well, why is this worth 61 rubles? They're just... Okay. And I'll take it. The man looks confused, as if he was just robbed or scared half to death by something in this establishment. But he's just sitting there, alone, with a glass of hard liquor. His gaze travels towards the floor and stays there, even as you come closer. On his shirt, there's a sign which reads, Yegor. Leave me be, alright? A man's soul can't handle some revelations. He doesn't look like he wants to chat. Yegor, I was actually sent here to talk to you. Oh, really? But what do you know? The man partially turns towards you. So, are my former colleagues bothered finally? Yeah, I'd also send someone to find a missing tool, a lost resource, even one as useless as I am. They actually told me you were a friend, and they were honestly worried about you. Don't lie to me. I never had friends in that organization. And why do you think so? Because it's true. They're all like biological robots. Machines with the illusion of doing something worthwhile. What did we really achieve? It can be counted on the fingers of one hand. Oh, Helen. She was so correct. I'd probably just stay a zombie if it wasn't for her input. Helen? Who is Helen? A 1,000-yard stare of the man lets you in on a secret. He isn't even talking to you. Rather, lost inside his mind, he's muttering to himself. Yes, Helen Temeryazeva? And once upon a time, I, along with her and a couple more people, attended the lectures of Isaac Novgorodsky. Hydroponics 101. We learned so much, even though the institute was merely a pile of rubble. We studied. We learned. We did things. We were young, desperate, driven. We wanted to change the world with our knowledge. Wanted to save civilization. Our paths became separate in time, and then I met her just a few days ago. She was part of the Pripyat caravan. We walked together for a bit. Oh, the things I heard. She saved whole villages. She restored fields that were nothing but dry mud after the bombs fell. She even invented new irrigation systems. And what did I accomplish with my life? Nothing. Nada. Isn't Mycelium working for the good of mankind? It does just enough to get positive reviews from the TV and radio people. Meanwhile, the years are coming and they don't stop coming. You're tied up by the code of conduct, and you only hit the ground running every time you try to make a difference. My. I would never get over such an atmosphere. A true intellectual limbo. Right. They only continue to brainwash me. Hold on, wait for a bit. Keep on trucking. We'll heal the woes of the world in just the nick of time. We'll unify the society next month or so. Empty promises. Time is running out, and everything turns sour. Nowadays, even if I gain new knowledge, only my brain gets smarter. My head, it gets dumb. Because it's against human nature not to live for what you feel is right, what you feel is interesting, and fun. What are you trying to say? Keep it straight. The world is a cold place. It's about to get colder because of the impotence of those with power to change it. The ice we are standing on gets thinner by the minute, and soon humanity might as well have to learn to swim. Hey, if the ice is thinning, it means it's getting hotter, not colder. Just as I like it. Hey, I didn't even understand what you just said. But if you're that psyched about the Mycelium, then maybe it's the booze talking. But maybe I looked at the organization from a wrong side of things. Too quick of an introduction of goods and technologies to the world might lead to devastation. Small help, like the free food we sometimes provide for the people, might be a good first step to uniting the world under science. Darn it all to hell, I'll give my community another chance. Yegor gets up and starts moving towards the exit. You somehow manage to make him return to the society. Oh great, that's what I meant. Alright, let's go turn to this quest real quick. We'll call it an episode there. And then in the next one we will finish up in the casino. And yeah. I feel like I only talked about 4 or 5 NPCs. Not a lot done. Off camera, I am going to play around with the brothel and see if that's the person I need to hang out with to get the locations on the map. I don't know if it's locations or stashes. There's something there. You get something for hanging out with a prostitute. Ariana is busy, but she stops to give you a friendly smile. Hello. Did you convince Yegor to reconsider his defeatist attitude? I talked to Yegor. Any progress? Tell me in your own words. I don't know if you've spoken with him yet. Yegor agreed to give the organization a second chance. It took a lot of persuading, but but what can you do? The one smiles happily and nods. Oh, Yegor. He had us worried, that one. But he completed the mission. I never doubted you. Of course I did a splendid job. Did you think you were working with an amateur? Ariadne wags a finger at you jokingly. Remember the principle of humility. Don't put on airs. Even the best fall down sometimes. She runs a hand through her long hair, seemingly engrossed in thought. At last she comes to a decision and gives you a brilliant smile. The next task may be more difficult, but after your triumph with Yegor, I have no doubt about your abilities. We have a problem. After the bombing, the government became preoccupied with public health. They decided to distribute water filters among the population. Did it get results? Look around and decide for yourself. We learned that one of the trucks that transported these filters was lost in our part of the wasteland. On the way to the mainland, it was trapped in a mountain tunnel when the roof caved in. Your task is to make your way into this tunnel and bring me a filter, so we can reverse engineer it. Okay, I agree. Just tell me where to find this tunnel. You hand your map to Ariadne as she puts it across the location. She smiles and returns your map. This is the place. People call it the Tunnel of Death. Hope you can find the filters without any trouble. Wow. How did it get such a name? It's just nonsense. You can ignore it. I think it's called that because it sounds cool. Well, I hope you're right. Okay, bye. Yeah, no, the Tunnel of Death is, it's appropriately named. It's not a great place. Yeah, let's see. 1, 2 with Yegor, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess like 7 NPCs. Let's see, next episode, let's see, that's 4, 5. Okay. Well, we knocked out a quest at least, so we got something done. It's this Krasno thing. I don't remember Krasno taking this long the first time I played through it. But maybe it did. I don't know. I know that I talked to everybody, but I just don't remember it dragging out this long. Anyway, I'm going to call the episode here. In the next one, we'll talk to the casino denizens and, yeah, just keep working our way through all the NPCs in Krasno. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next episode.